A powerful family tried to erase me. They ruined my reputation, dragged my name through the mud, and expected me to disappear. But instead of breaking, I found the secret they buried, and once I uncovered it, their entire empire went up in flames. My name is Lila Rowan, and this is my revenge story. In my town of Harborview, the Mercers were more than rich. They were untouchable. People didn't talk about them. They talked around them, like the weather or traffic, things everyone hated but couldn't escape. Their son, Ian Mercer, was the golden prince of Harborview High. And somehow, for reasons I still don't fully understand, he let me orbit his world for a short time. Maybe I should start before everything went wrong, before the rumors, before the humiliation, before his family tried to erase me from existence. Ian and I were paired together for a school project, a random pairing that I later came to believe was fate's twisted sense of humor. He wasn't happy about it at first. I was the quiet girl with perfect grades but zero social capital. He was the kind of boy people wrote songs about, loud, charming, confident, effortlessly liked by everyone. But as days passed, he realized I worked hard, thought deeply, and didn't giggle at everything he said the way other girls did. Maybe that intrigued him. Maybe it made him feel seen in a way the spotlight didn't. All I know is that he started sitting with me at lunch, joking with me between classes, walking me home even when he had to take the long way. It felt unreal. Mia, my best friend, wasn't impressed. "He likes attention," she warned me, "and right now, you're his new toy." I didn't listen, because when Ian smiled at me, it felt like sunlight breaking through clouds I didn't know were over my head. I should have listened. Everything fell apart at his 17th birthday party, the party half the town's teenagers attended because that's what you did when a Mercer threw an event. Lights glowed along the garden paths. Music shook the walls of the mansion. Laughter drifted around the pool like smoke, the kind of night that felt like it wouldn't end. Ian found me near the fountain, gently took my hand, and pulled me toward the backyard garden where no one else was. The night was cool and quiet except for the distant thump of bass from the speakers. The stars looked close enough to touch. He stood in front of me, eyes soft, voice low. "I really like you, Lila," he said. And for a moment, an unbearably fragile moment, I believed him. Then a flashlight beam swept across us. A group of his friends stumbled toward us, loud, drunk, entitled. They froze when they saw us. "You?" One girl snorted at me. "You're kidding, right?" Ian's hand slipped from mine like I'd burned him. He straightened, scoffed, and laughed. Laughed. "Relax," he said. "She came on to me. I was just being nice." The sound of their laughter hit harder than any slap. I felt my heart break, but worse than that, I felt myself disappear in his eyes, like I had never mattered at all. The next morning, I didn't even have time to process the humiliation before things got worse. Someone had posted a photo of Ian and me from the garden, his hand on my waist, my face tilted toward his. But the caption destroyed me. "Desperate Lila trying to trap Ian. Pathetic." It spread like wildfire. Girls whispered that I was a stalker. Boys joked that I was hunting for any guy who would take me. Teachers looked uncomfortable when I walked into class. I hid in bathroom stalls during lunch just to avoid the stares. Ian never defended me, not once. He let the lie grow because the truth, that he liked me first, was too inconvenient. 2 days later, I came home to my mother crying at the kitchen table. She held a letter from the Mercer family's lawyer. They were filing for a harassment injunction against me, claiming I was emotionally unstable, claiming I was obsessed with Ian, claiming I was threatening him, a 16-year-old girl being painted as dangerous by the wealthiest family in town. Something inside me cracked open, not with sadness, but with a cold, clear fury I had never felt before. They weren't just humiliating me, they were trying to bury me. But they didn't know I had already seen something they wanted hidden. The night of the party before I found Ian, I'd gone behind the pool house and accidentally overheard a conversation. Ian's father, Charles Mercer, had been speaking to a man in a charcoal suit. "I paid you already," Mr. Mercer had said. "Handle the environmental report or your family pays the price." "I'm not falsifying anything," the man replied. "That land is contaminated. If someone finds out, no one will find out," Mr. Mercer hissed, "unless you decide to grow a conscience." At the time, I didn't understand what they meant. Now I did. The Mercers needed a distraction, someone to crush, someone to throw under the bus. They chose me. And that was a mistake. Over the next few days, I researched everything I could about the Mercer family business. One property kept appearing in news archives, a coastal piece of land the Mercers wanted to turn into a luxury resort, but the environmental tests kept failing, and then the reports stopped. I had a sickening feeling I knew why. So one afternoon, I skipped school and took the bus to the property. The place looked abandoned, rusting machinery, crumbling structures, nature fighting to reclaim the land. I squeezed through a gap in the fence and walked quietly toward the half-built building. Inside, the smell hit me first, sour, chemical, rotten. Then I saw them. Barrels, metal barrels, some sealed, some leaking, some with murky fluid pooling beneath them. Grass around them was dead, ground stained black. A metal lockbox with the Mercer Company logo lay half-buried under a tarp. My skin crawled. This wasn't just illegal. This was dangerous. Criminal. I took out my phone and snapped dozens of photos, barrels, ground, building, everything. As I turned to leave, the soft crunch of gravel froze me. Someone had followed me. I ducked behind a concrete pillar, pulse hammering. Footsteps, slow, searching. Then I heard his voice. "Ian." "I know you're here," he said shakily. "Just come out. My dad knows someone was on the property." I stayed silent. He stepped closer, voice cracking. "If you expose this, he'll blame me. He always blames me." For the first time, Ian didn't look arrogant or confident. He looked terrified. He spotted me by the pillar, eyes widening. "Lila, please, just forget this. If this gets out, he'll destroy us. All of us." "You destroyed me first," I said. He flinched like the words hit him physically. "I never wanted any of that to happen." "You let it happen." He swallowed hard. I didn't know how to stop it. "That's cowardice," I said, "not innocence." He closed his eyes, tears shaking in his lashes. "I know. I'm done protecting people who hurt me," I continued quietly. "Especially you." His face crumpled. "Lila, don't do this. Your father already did this. I'm just shining a light on it." I walked away. His voice followed me, soft, breaking, begging, but I didn't turn back. That night I took every photo, every screenshot, every detail, and brought it to the only person I trusted, Mr. Keaton, an investigative reporter known for exposing corruption. When he saw the photos, his face went pale. This could bring the Mercers down," he whispered. "Good," I replied. For a week we worked in secret. Early mornings, late nights, sorting documents, interviewing former employees, following financial trails. Everything pointed to the same truth. The Mercers had illegally stored toxic waste on coastal land, covered up environmental reports, and threatened anyone who got in their way. And when they needed a scapegoat, they picked me. The night before the article went live, Ian appeared at my window trembling. "My dad thinks I leaked everything," he whispered. "He's going to frame me. Please, Lila, help me." I stared at him, letting the silence stretch. "You want me to protect you," I said softly. He nodded helplessly. "You didn't protect me," I whispered. He closed his eyes, a tear slipping down. "I know, and I'll regret it forever." I didn't say another word. I closed the window gently, not slamming it, not cruelly, just firmly. The next morning the article dropped. Fraud, threats, environmental crimes, photos, documents, witness statements. The truth spread across the state. By noon, police raided the Mercer mansion. By evening, Charles Mercer was arrested. And Ian? He wasn't arrested, but his world collapsed anyway. Friends abandoned him. His college recommendations evaporated. His spotless image shattered. A week later, he approached me in the school hallway, slowly, cautiously, like approaching a wounded animal. "Thank you," he said softly. "For what?" I asked. "For telling the truth," he whispered, "even if it destroyed everything." "It didn't destroy everything," I said. "It destroyed what deserved to fall." He nodded, eyes shining. "I hope someday you'll forgive me. Maybe I will someday. Maybe I won't. Forgiveness is a journey, not a gift, but one thing is certain. The girl they tried to erase became the girl who erased their empire, and all it took was the truth. Because sometimes the quietest person in the room is the one holding the match, and sometimes the people who think they're untouchable forget something important. Everyone burns, even the Mercers.